Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw CT-5597 or ARC Trooper Jesse from Star Wars. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, again, another request. I get a lot of trooper requests. So, another trooper. And I'm gonna make the same comment I always do. Why don't you just draw the trooper and just color him the same? I know it's not the same. But also, it gives me opportunity to try different poses. And yeah, I appreciate that. So I make jokes and say, it's the same thing. I'm drawing the same thing over and over again. But again, like I said, I do appreciate the opportunity to draw and to try a different pose, try different things, you know? One of these days I'm going to do like a really crazy pose, like if this is the body, it's going to be coming right at you like that. Just because we haven't done anything like that. And I haven't done something like that because I don't want to limit what you get to draw. Like say I did that, say I did it where he's just coming straight at you like that, all you would see is the head. You wouldn't see anything else. So it's like, well, you know, I don't want to waste a request on silliness. It's like, let's save that for some other time. And even now, I'm thinking this through, this leg needs to be out a little more. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so yeah, I just want to make sure that I give you something good to draw. So, like I said, as much as I joke around that, yeah, it's the same thing, well, it's the same thing to me, but not to you, not to the requesters, right? It's like you're the ones who wanted to see it, you're the ones who wanted to get him in this pose. And how's everybody feeling about the Bad Batch? Is everybody excited? The trailer came out, I saw that. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. And I'm going to draw them as the as the show is playing. Kind of like I do with the Marvel stuff. The Marvel, I was going to say stuff and shows at the same time, so it came out stuff. The Marvel shows. Oh, there's a picture. The other problem is I don't have this guy in this pose. I say this every time, but I also don't have him in all this detail, right? So I'll get back to the Bad Batch. Hang on. Yeah, because I'm drawing ARC Trooper version, right? I think I got this right. There's no like one singular shot of them or of him wearing his costume like this, so I have to make it up. And I know, I'm a crybaby, I say that every time. I always have to make it up. It doesn't exist in this position. But what I'm trying to say is I don't have him standing there with all these details, and that's where it gets tricky. That's where it's like, okay, now I gotta figure out how to add that detail into this pose in this position. And that's where it gets tricky, but still, it's creative, right? And did you see what I did there? I drew the head and then I drew the helmet over it, because you gotta make it look like somebody, like a person, has this on their head. You can't draw it the size of the head. That's the only way you can make it look, I don't want to say consistent, but yeah, consistent, to make it look like someone's actually wearing this. Because that's the trick, is that we can draw this all day long, but we want it to look like someone's wearing this helmet, right? And that's the ultimate goal of doing these drawings, is making it look real, like someone is actually wearing this. I think that might work. I'm going to leave the coloring, well, obviously to the color part, but I'm just saying the detail of the mask, I'm going to leave that to coloring, because it would look, A, it would look much better, and B, it's going to stand out less. I always say this about Sharpies is they're not subtle. They scream at you. And so, oh yeah, he's got a lot of stuff on here. Hang on. Wow. Hang on. I almost skipped all the detail. So again, here's the other trick, is that I don't have all the details here. So I almost skipped his leg detail. Meaning the holsters, you know, because he's going to be holding his guns, but I need to draw the holsters still there, right? What I don't have, this is where it's going to get tricky. I say this every time. I say that every single time. This is where it's going to get tricky. This is where it's going to get tricky. This, boring, right? Is I don't have the arm detail. I mean, I kind of do. I guess it's on the other side, sorry. I've got like loose pictures that I'm going by. So hopefully I get this good enough. Hopefully I get it right for you. Okay. And hope I'm not falling off the page too. That's too far right. Okay. Yeah, I'm right at the edge. I gotta be careful. Okay, and this one, same thing. I've got him, you know, dual blasting. But this gun's out here. Not quite up. He's kind of, I don't know why I'm doing that pose. Not like you can see anything I'm doing off the camera. But this is not too bad. Alright. I was looking up cosplay weapons, you know, because I've been saying that I need to have something to show you a grip, and so I thought, well, why not go get a cosplay gun, you know, and see what people are selling or making, or you know what plans are on the internets. And a lot of these guns are on there. A lot of his, like the single blasters people make and stuff. So I guess that's the easiest one to make because it's just a big square, right? You don't have to replicate bigger guns, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll get one. We'll see. Okay, I'm happy with this sketch, so I am going to erase some of these sketch lines. And what I usually do is the sketch is just placement lines, right? As I get more confident, I press harder, those become confidence lines. So when I lightly erase like this, the sketch lines disappear real easily, and the confidence lines, they'll stay because I'm not pressing hard enough to erase them. And so we'll follow the confidence, get rid of the sketchiness. That's how you live your life, right? Get rid of your sketchiness, follow your confidence. We do the same thing with our drawings. Okay, I think that's enough. I could still see enough to get us going, but it won't stand out over the Sharpie. So I say, let me find a good picture to start. That's the helmet, that's where we're gonna start. Cool. I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than a fine point. I can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Star Wars stuff, check out that playlist there, or just check out the playlist in general, because I do so many, I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So, I'm going to jump right in and draw the T formation of the face, or of the mask, I guess. So there's the bottom part. Then I'm going to draw the eyes down like this, and I've already sketched it out, so I know how big it's going to be, roughly. Like I'm going to recalibrate and redraw as I need, but that's why I know where to place this. I'm not just starting with a T, like I said. It's following my sketch. And I'm starting with the Sharpie pen because I can control the line width much better than this, just for now. And see how that one's longer than this one? Yeah, it's okay. not worried about it. What's hard for me is to draw a cross because I can't turn my paper. Oh, how I wish I could turn my paper. But it's taped down for your convenience. It's not too bad. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to build off of this. So I'm going to have his edges here, right? And I guess I'll do the helmet across like that, just to see if I can get it there. See if I got to fix anything. And there, I like to thicken up my lines because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're going to see a huge difference in line width. So I'm going to start to build my lines out bigger and bigger and bigger as I go. All right, so his little cheekbone look is coming in like this. Come down a little bit lower and then do the same thing here. Looks good. And this is going to come down to his, I'm kind of talking it through to myself as well, to his little jawline, right? His little, whatever you're going to call this. Let's go ahead and just draw it. It's going to go over to the nose. And look, it's supposed to come a little bit lower, so let's come down a little bit, like that, right? And that's his little frowny face. Something like that. And it's open a little bit more for the frowny teeth. And I'm just gonna do like this. There's not much I can really do because it's so tiny, but I can do that. Okay, so the center part is gonna be, and it's supposed to be down a little bit more, honestly. Mine didn't quite come out as perfect as I want it to be, but I'm okay with that. There's this little chin piece. And there's more underneath it, but that's where I want to put my circles. Right? The little breathing apparatus, breather, filter, whatever that is. I'm going to put that there. Okay, so like I said, I'm thickening up my lines. You don't have to if you don't want to. Again, this is really 100% for me, so don't feel you have to do that. Especially if you're working with pencil, it might look funny, so I'm just explaining to you why I draw how I draw. Okay, so I'm going to bring the breather thing up. Now there is a line right there, but that's shadow. That's a smooth edge, so I don't want to draw that. I'm going to do that with color. I'm going to bring this up here like this, but continue it back to the back, like that. That's like the segmented part that I guess it can be removed and replaced by different parts, right? For their Star Wars parts, their trooper parts. They can add different stuff there. Alright, so again, I'm thickening up just a little bit, just a hair. And like I said, when I switch over to this, you'll see why. You'll see why it looks like, or roughly why it looks like that. It's not going to be exact. Let's see, I'm a puller more than I'm a pusher, so I'm going to come down this way. And you see how I didn't hit that line? I wanted to, but I can always come back and fix that. So I wasn't going to draw up to it. I'd rather come back and fix this like this. So in other words, I'm not letting my past dictate my future. It's another good way you can live your life. Because you can alter it, you can change anything you need to. You know, you're the one drawing this. No one's going to tell you, hey, that's not supposed to be like that. Unless George Lucas comes to your house and says, I'm George Lucas, you can't do it like that. First of all, I have a whole argument against George Lucas. We'll talk about that later. I won't rant about George Lucas this time. But you know how I feel about creators versus, you know, who did what in the Star Wars saga. Granted, he did a lot for us. He started it. I get it. I get it. I'm not saying that. But what did I just say? I'm not going to rant about it, so stop it. Stop it. Okay, let's draw his little mohawk, and then I can draw the rest of the parts. Let's see, I want it about right here. And it looks like another little piping on the side like that. Then we do the helmet. the helmet. The whole thing is a helmet. The top of the dome. All right, I like that. A little crooked, but that's okay. I'm fine. Okay, again, the coloring I'm gonna do with color. So we're moving on to the next part. His neck you can't really see because I have his arms raised up, which is raising his shoulders, which brings up the entire chest piece that he has. So I can do this. We're gonna say that it kind of comes up here and does this, and that's the edge of it, and then the pauldron kind of gets crushed up underneath his mask like that. Okay, so maybe we can do something like that for the neck. But like I said, the way I've got him kind of hunched over with all his stuff there, I'm just gonna say that you can't see it, so I'm good with that. Let's see, so this, I need to draw the bottom, but let's just go with the shoulders. Let's draw the shoulders. Again, because his arms are raised, his shoulders are raised, so that raises this whole, I want to call it a corner section, but what is it? It's his shoulder piece, right? Right, that would be flatter, but again, it's raised up for his arm. And I think I could do like that, right? I don't know how much detail you can actually see in it. But see how thick this is versus those? That's what I'm talking about, that I want to get the edge to look kind of like the edge of this. All right, let's go ahead and do this whole thing right here so you get a feel of where we are. So this is going to come across, and he's got those little battery packs, bullet compartments. What do you call this? What would you call these? Is there a name for these yet? I mean, is it, what do you call it? Ammo? Is it where he keeps his beef jerky? Like what is actually in here? Something like that. And then the other part, again, it was over here, but it's also raised up. That's where I'm going with this. So I'm gonna come up here and do this. Again, raise it up. And it's all, again, kind of underneath his neck because of the way he's pushing everything up. Okay? You'll see. You'll see. It'll make sense. There we go. Okay. I guess there's more, so let's just do like that. Just a few lines, just to kind of help it, make it stand out, right? I do feel like they need to be more of a point. This is a little too round. Sorry, Sharpie, you're not as sharp as you claim. Okay, so now his arms are raised, so that means, let's see, his shoulders are going to come into his armor like this. And the reason I'm doing this is because he has several layers of armor, right? This version, this ARC Trooper, he's got, and it's more spread out, but honestly, again, because we're raising the arms, I kind of have to adjust it a little bit more for the movement that we're doing. All right, and so his under armor is going to come in like this. Same thing for this one. And the reason I'm doing the chest first is because, like I said, I want it to look like, is that a piece? Nope, that's not a piece. That is not a piece. Okay, so my first mistake. I like trying to look at pictures, because that comes across there, then this is going to come down like that. Okay, so that's a mistake. Don't draw that line right there. Let's avoid that. So this is going to come down to here, go up like that. Let's just draw that. Might as well. I got something in there, so we'll say that's what that is. Okay. Okay, so now that you've got the chest, I'm just showing you where it is because his arm is going to come out of it, right, out of his armor, and then there is a shoulder piece like that underneath these pauldrons. But again, his arms are raised, so everything's kind of pushed up. So his bicep piece is pushed up underneath like that too. So now, so you can see where things are being pushed for such a condensed trooper, in so many words. And this is what happens when your body moves and stuff like that. This is why you can't have solid armor. You gotta have brakes, because you have movement, and you need to be flexible, right? Okay, so here's another thing I don't have. A good picture of this armor piece. So I'm just making it up. And I don't know if he's got the seam right there, but I'm going to put it in just to break up the armor. This is cloth. So that's what we're going to say what that is. All right. Here we go. So now I've got his hand holding a gun. So I'm going to draw his thumb like this over everything. The back of the gun coming through like this. Finger on the trigger. Middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Okay? So the back of the hand's coming through like this. I can draw the edge of the gun up. Now I'm falling off the camera here, so I got to be careful how far up I go. Like, that's too far, so that's what I'm going to have to do. That's going to, a little stubby, but that's what we're going to have to do. Okay, so now that I have that, I can add some detail. And he's got gloves on, so there's not much I'm going to do for the hands, just kind of separating that. Maybe add some knuckles with little lines like this. This is on his trigger, but again, the finger's just kind of inside there. I can't do too much here because it's a space gun. And there's not a lot that's necessary, right? I mean, again, space gun. What more do you need to know? All right, but I think that's good. I think we could move over, but hang on one second. I see the helmet is a little thinner, and so yeah, I want to fix that real fast. Again, you don't have to do this. I just see that it doesn't quite match up with the thickness of this, and it just stood out to me, so I wanted to do that real fast. Okay, awesome. Let's see, so next arm. Okay, so same thing, but just at a different angle. Like this one's up, this one's out like that more. So I'm gonna draw his bicep piece like this, a little under that one right there, coming out to the elbow piece. Like this, cap it off where material is. Again, some cloth. We'll go ahead and do the little seam right there. Okay, and same thing. I'm just going to draw that same kind of whatever this forearm thing is. And I was talking about this in the sketch section. Is I don't have good shots of all of his material, all of his armor, stuff like that, so kind of making it up. It doesn't look bad, right? All right. Same thing, we're just going to draw that hand over there. So I'm going to come over here with this one for the thumb. Exactly like we did over there, but just the opposite, right? Back of the gun. Middle finger, the index finger is on the trigger over here. Ring, middle finger should have been under the thumb, but it just kind of disappeared right there. Ring finger and pinky finger. Right, so there's the bottom of the gun like this. That's the bottom of the hand in there like that. I'll add details in a second. Again, just going to kind of come out here like this. Make this space gun. Here we go. Add just a little bit of detail. Alright, I like the hand detail, even though it's gloves. I like adding just creases and things like that, just to make it kind of, you know, worn. There you go. Alright, so let me try to find better pictures. So it looks like that's going to come down to the belt. Yeah, okay. So, armor, armor, belt, belt, belt. I was trying to think of something like the cootie shot, circle, circle, dot, dot, you know. And so when I said armor, armor, belt, 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 I was trying to think of something cootie-wise. That's the way the cootie dealt. I don't know. And that's their very specific line work in their belt stuff. I don't know what that is. Let's see. It does have a little bit of armor detail like this. Something like that. And again, this piece is over all that. That's a new piece, so I don't have to do anything there. Now, he has all his stuff on his legs, which is a belt. We're going to draw this one over this way to a holster, and the holster is empty. So I'm just going to do something like that. Draw this belt back up to it like this. This other one's going to go underneath. But again, it's just an empty holster because he's got him in his hands, right? And I've already got it sketched out where his legs are going to be, so that's why I can kind of float out the design like this, right? I know it looks strange. I know it looks like I'm just, you know, drawing a bunch of lines and stuff wherever I want, but it is planned out. So, you know, when you plan it out like this, you can say, okay, I know where those are going to go because of the sketch, so put them there, right? And so he's got his little, I can't remember what they're called, leg pauldrons, whatever these little skirt pieces are, but they're just on his legs, right? So I'm going to do this one like this. Here's the back of it into his jacket, his belt. My brain is just not here. It's gone. It's gone. You know what it is? It's March of Robots. It's really worn my brain down trying to do 2 videos in one day. It's a lot. So let me draw like a little edge, a little flare design for the. It's not a pauldron, right? The pauldron's up on his shoulders. This is, oh my gosh! Someone told me, and I always forget every single time. Thank you for telling me, but I'm a forgetful old man, so that's as far as I get. Okay, so we're going to draw his legs, and then the other piece hanging down a little bit like that. So his crotch piece is coming through like this, right? And then the armor is going to be right here. Not attached, because again, it's all got to be separate. So I'm going to put his legs in like this, and I can draw a little bit of, I guess I can close that off because that's underneath that. A little bit of an edge like this. It's almost like a seam where the armor is put together, right? Okay, so for his leg, let's just bring it in here, and he's got knee pads that are kind of into that. So I'm going to bring his leg in like this, and same thing over here. Let's go ahead and do this one, so we can at least get it there. And then draw this other part here that I don't want to forget about, right? That hanging over like that, okay? I always forget that stuff. That's why I wanted to do it now before I forget. Okay, so I'm gonna bring his knee in like this. I can go ahead and draw a little bit of a design because it does have that really cool shape that kind of goes like this. This other one, you're not really gonna see because of the way it's facing you. All right, so there's a knee pad that's pretty much just like this, right? And the armor's going to come in, again floating because it's now on material. like that. And there's the knee. There's the back of this armor underneath it. Material. Same thing here. There's going to material, or the armor is going to come through like this. You can't really see much of the leg, so I'm just going to do that, and that'll take care of that part, right? So now we just draw the leg. Something like that. Let's do both of them. There we go. Again, it's got some cool patterns in it, or armor edges. Is that a good word? Armor edges. There's probably more here too, but I don't want to mess with that. I want to do it with color. I will do this just to break up the front. Negative space just to do something like this. Okay. All right. So now all we really need are shoes. Just good old clone shoes, not clown shoes. Something like that. I'll add detail in a second. Let me just draw the other one too. I'll finish them both at the same time. Okay. A little bit of detail. Just a tread just coming down here like this. Again, because it's a clone shoe, there's not much we can really do. It's very, very basic. Like it's got its own pattern, stuff like that. Or not much of a pattern is what I'm trying to say. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is CT5597 ARC Trooper Jesse from Star Wars.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.